did you find out about it, Matt? Like walk us through how you found out what happened or how you were given instructions. Because again, and I know instructions are probably given, but you've got to do a lot of thinking on your feet there.
Yeah, so I have, what is called, as you know, an IFB in my ear. And, that obviously, allows for me to take direction from, someone backstage, producer that, is putting on, the show. And ultimately, I was there to introduce everybody and, keep, it moving along. And as I introduced, Mr. Tannenbaum, Larry Tannenbaum, the owner and chairman of MLSE, as he was speaking, I received word through my IFB that there's an emergency and we must, stop. And so, I heard that a couple of times, and then I was if you're looking at the stage, I was on the left side of the stage, and I made my way back around to where the production elements would be, right? Because that's where there was 2 or 3 people back there that, I wanted to communicate because I wanted to find out what type of emergency it was. Because as we know, throughout the day, people were very patient and, there was a lot of, people that had been there for a day. So, I just didn't know what type of emergency it was. And I wanted to get clarification of that before I did anything, right? And so, I asked and they just, said it's an emergency. And then I asked somebody that was there that had direct line to authorities. And so they had like a walkie-talkie, and the gentleman said, Matt Devlin wants to talk to you. So I went over the walkie-talkie and said, what type of emergency is it? And the gentleman, on the other end said, there's a man with a gun at Queen and Bay. And I said, okay, once I had that information, that's when, I knew that, okay, this is a situation that I have to obviously go to, Larry Tannenbaum and, interrupt everything, and then also keep everything as calm as you possibly can, given the information that you have. And then I also felt like, the longer that I spoke, hopefully hopefully everybody would be patient and calm, which they were, given that situation. And then fortunately, as I was talking towards the end, I did receive word that, that the situation is going to be, cleared up in a couple of minutes. So it wasn't cleared. It was like, it should be resolved in, a couple of minutes, something like that. And, so at that point, I just, talked a little bit more, and then we were able to go on with the festivities.